Hello everyone, I'm Bro Mopar.
And I'm Dark Phoenix. Help! I married a nerd!
This is the podcast where I, Bro Mopar, drop a nerdy topic on my wife, Dark Phoenix. We discuss, and hilarity ensues.
That's for sure.
Dark Phoenix, I got a bit of a confession to make. The topic I'm getting you now is not my original topic. We're going to save that one for next week. We just watched the new Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice trailer. This is the second one, the extended one. It gives us a lot more of the plot, gives us a lot more imagery, gives us a lot more fluff. For lack of a better term.
Fluff, that's for sure.
Yeah, your thoughts. Why don't you go ahead and lead us off this time?
Well, I was a little disappointed again because, as in the first trailer, Wonder Woman is barely on screen for, all of 5 seconds? Doesn't even say a word.
I haven't actually done the calculation yet, but I have been wanting to actually track the amount of time Wonder Woman has been in both of these trailers so far, and I'm willing to bet it's 20 seconds or less. And it's like we're talking 6.5 minutes worth of trailers here.
Either way, she's barely there and doesn't say a word. And my other pet peeve is Lex Luthor. He's an annoying little shit, and he's not bald.
And you thought my TIE Fighter rant was bad. Please tell us. I want to hear this. Why is the fact that Lex Luthor is not bald, why is that an issue with you?
It's not like it's a big important issue. It just, I don't know. It's annoying. I mean, when you think of Lex Luthor and the comic book canon and all the other Superman movies, he's always bald. So it just seems very out of place.
Well, I never read the Superman comics. I did watch the original Superman black and white TV show with George Reeves, and Lex Luthor didn't feature prominently in that show, if at all. I don't think he ever showed up in a single episode.
I never saw that version.
He wasn't in any of the episodes I ever saw. I didn't learn about Lex Luthor until Super Friends, actually. And of course, Super Friends was very much targeted for small children. I was probably maybe first or second grade when I was watching it.
Well, I watched Super Friends too, although I don't recall a lot of it. I don't recall Lex Luthor. I mean, my first memories of Lex Luthor are the original Superman movie that starred Christopher Reeve.
Lex Luthor was played by Gene Hackman in that one.
Yes, he was.
And in the first one, I can't speak for the second.
He wore a wig.
He had hair.
But it was a wig, though. He was still bald.
Okay. I haven't seen the movie since I was 10, so I didn't like it even then.
How could you not like it?
I didn't like it.
Christopher Reeve was amazing in that movie.
Okay, I'm just going to take your word for that.
Well, I'll have to find the trailer and show you.
Well, we'll do that after the podcast.
As a reminder, yeah.
Anyway, getting back on topic, so, yeah, I mean, Lex Luthor, I didn't know anything about him at all until Super Friends. I haven't really known anything about him since. I mean, the Christopher Reeve movies came before Super Friends, so that's really the only incarnation I know him from.
Did they?
Yeah.
Weren't they all like...
No, 77. Superman 1 came out.
Was it 77?
Yeah.
Well, of course I was older when I saw it, but...
Yeah, so was I.
I don't remember when Super Friends came out, but all that was probably reruns for me.
It was like 84, 85.
Oh,
I remember when I was watching it.
Super Friends, Justice League,
Yeah, I think he was in... When they made the new Batman animated series in the mid-90s, they made a new Superman animated series as well. And I caught a random episode of that, but I don't remember seeing...
I don't remember that one either.
Yeah, the episodes that I saw, I don't remember Lex Luthor even being in. I know he was in it because I saw him in the trailers.
Well, now that I think about it, the only other Superman that I watched was... Well, I never watched Smallville, although I was aware of it, but I don't know who played Lex Luthor in that, and because they were all young, he probably had hair in that.
No, he didn't, actually. I did watch a couple episodes of Smallville. Thanks for jogging my memory.
Who played that? Who played
I can't remember.
I'll look it up.
All right, yeah, then look it up.
And
I can't remember. He's a really good actor, good-looking kid, but no, he was bald.
The other one was the other Superman TV show that starred Dean Cain.
Oh yeah, The New Adventures of Lois and Superman.
Yeah, and Terry Hatcher.
Right.
And I also don't recall
I never watched
who
that.
played Lex Luthor. I caught bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's because I have zero familiarity with Lex Luthor. Because, I mean, like you, I know I watched Super Friends. The only episode I remember, have any memory of, actually there's a couple I have. There's one where this alien race is trying to bring Earth closer to the sun because, they need temperatures in excess of 160 degrees to survive. There's another one where Superman finds red kryptonite and turns into a little boy, and then he starts charging around. But I don't remember. I know he was in it. I just don't remember Lex Luthor at all. So seeing
I didn't
Lex
really.
Luthor in this trailer, I got no context to go off of. I thought he was fine. He's a loon. He's maniacal, psychotic, and he pops up. But he's just jovial. Very kind of over the top, happy-go-lucky, rich kid.
Well, that's how.
And then at the end of the movie, you find out this guy is a fucking psycho.
Well, that's how Lex Luthor is portrayed generally throughout all the different ones.
As that bubbly? I don't remember Gene
Not
Hackman
bubbly.
acting like that.
He was a little bubbly. I'll have to find the trailer so you can
I remember
see it.
Gene. Well, again, I saw it when I was 10, but I remember Gene Hackman's portrayal of Lex Luthor as being very cold, very calculating, very confident. At no point did he ever feel like he was out of control. He knew everything was going on.
No,
and
that's true, but he had some moments where he was a little.
like what we saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, he acted like that. He was like, don't shake. Yeah, you got a strong grip. Don't start a fight with this kid.
Well, he wasn't that bad.
That's what I mean. It's they're completely different. They're night and day. This Lex Luthor is a fucking loon. Gene Hackman very much had it together. He was very.
What's
in
the
control.
name of the actor who's playing?
Isn't it Jesse Eisenberg? From
Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah.
From the Social Network.
Yeah, I don't really know much about him, and I'm not really.
If I've seen him in anything, I don't remember what it was.
That's the only thing that I've known that he's been in. I'm sure he's been in other stuff, but he just doesn't come across to me as an actor that I'm really all interested in.
Right.
As far as the TV show Smallville, the person who played Lex Luthor is an actor named Michael Rosenbaum.
Oh, he's been in a lot of stuff. That guy's had a hell of a career.
And it looks like he was bald.
Yeah. No, I know he was bald.
In that.
Yeah,
So
I
now I
saw
gotta
that.
look up the one with Gene Hackman, Christopher Reeve.
So yeah, I don't really
1978.
have a whole, yeah, unlike the 1978. Okay, I was off by a year. IMDb, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as this trailer, you're probably wondering why I'm being so quiet about it. It's 'cause I don't really have any context to go by. I'm not a Superman fan at all. I'm barely a Batman fan. Even then, it's only the Arkham franchise of video games.
I'm more of a Batman fan than I am Superman, and that's. I started out a Batman fan when Michael Keaton.
1989, Tim Burton's Batman.
Yeah, when
Didn't
he
like it.
started. I liked him as Batman. The movies themselves left something to be desired,
Yeah.
but I thought he did a decent Batman.
He out of all of those movies, he was the best.
I'll still disagree with you on that because I think out of all the Batmans, I think Christian Bale nailed it.
Christian Bale did a really good job, but I still give Michael Keaton credit. He gets the nod. Although I didn't like any of the movies he was in. The Dark Knight trilogy, this is probably going to be a pretty controversial opinion, I thought were meh. Dark Knight was good. Batman Begins was good. Dark Knight Rises was not good at all.
I love Dark Knight Rises. I love Bane. I thought Bane was an amazing character. I thought Talia was awful. I'll be honest. Her acting was okay until the end of the movie. And then she blew it when she died. Quote unquote died. That was like the worst death scene.
That one made it to Hollywood Babylon. Is shit that should no exquisite acting. I'm sorry, it was exquisite acting on Hollywood Babylon.
It was just like, really? That's it? Are you kidding?
that really threw me off because Talia al Ghul, as far as I know, and this is coming from the video games. Talia al Ghul's the head of the League of Assassins, and of course she's Ra's al Ghul's daughter, as we had in both. The lack of the Lazarus Pit really bugged me, because I mean that is essential to what Ra's al Ghul is. I mean, the guy's 600 years old in the comics and the video games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because I never read any of those comics or anything. I mean,
they just did away with it in the movie, and that really bugged me.
The thing about DC and Marvel in general, all of the different characters, Batman, Superman, the X-Men franchise, Avengers, and all that. Other than watching Super Friends, Justice League cartoon, couple old movies here and there when I was a kid, I didn't really care. I didn't know much about him. I wasn't into that stuff until, the last, 5, 6, 7 years when they started redoing all the comic book movies, X-Men and everything, and then I just got hooked. It was a whole new view on how to see these characters, and I fell in love with the superhero genre. Right.
Well, let's dial it back a little bit, and we'll get back to Lex Luthor, because I mean, you mentioned him being bald. That was a big issue for you. Not an issue.
It's not a big issue. It was just I thought it was a little odd. I mean, who knows? Maybe toward the end of the movie, something happens and he becomes bald. I don't know.
I was actually about to bring that up, as I could see a scene where something happens at the end of the movie, like Doomsday goes off, and that's who that big mutant monster at the end is the character named Doomsday. Embarrassingly enough, when I first saw it, I was like, what's Killer Croc doing in this movie? Not Killer Croc. Shows you how much I know of the DC universe. But, yeah, I could totally see something happening at the end. He gets taken out, and Lex Luthor loses all of his hair. And then he pops up, and he's just like, I want to kill you, Superman! Some kind of shit like that.
There was a few instances where Lex Luthor was talking, and he talked so fast, I couldn't make out what he was saying at all.
Yeah, that seems to be a real departure from his character. That's what I was getting at earlier about, because, like I said, the only Lex Luthor I really have any context with at all is Gene Hackman.
And when we're done with the podcast, I'll show you the trailer just to, like you said, to refresh your memory. And
right, he had hair.
We'll see a comparison.
Supposedly it was a wig.
Yeah, no, it was a wig. I remember watching him take it off, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. So for me, the only real context I have for this trailer is Batman, and of course, that's what everybody has been really like holding their breath about for the last year. Actually, no, 2 years. I think it was 2 years ago. Ben Affleck was announced to be playing the new Batman.
And I remember when that happened.
Oh yeah, people lost their fucking minds.
My initial thought was, yeah, no, that's not gonna. I couldn't see him being Batman, especially because in my mind now, when I think of Batman, I think of Christian Bale. Right. Just like for Spider-Man, I can only think of Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. So we finally get to see him act, not just as Bruce Wayne, but as Batman. I think even the most greenhorn Batman fan knows that Bruce Wayne and Batman are really two different people. Bruce Wayne, I think, is a persona that Batman plays just to kind of throw everybody off. Keep them from realizing that he really is Batman. And, I mean, Kevin Conroy's even said it. He says, Batman is the true guy, and Bruce Wayne is actually the facade.
I don't think I've ever really heard of it being talked about like that.
Yeah. I think you'll find most of the fandom is agree. I think I said even the greenest Batman fan feels that way. So for Ben Affleck to show up, I'm expecting him to come walking up into this party. He's like, all suave and smooth, and hey, how you doing? And, oh, Joe, long time no see. Hey, tell you what, have your people call my people. We'll do lunch, man. Oh, Jill, Giselle, nice to see you, ladies. Hey, you just get some drinks, head over to the bar. I mean, that's really what I was expecting, but that was not what we got. And in contest, we saw the trailer a couple days ago, and the only Batman comic I've ever read is a couple of trade paperbacks. It's the Court of Owls and the City of Owls, which is two trade paperbacks. Basically,
I've never read any
and
of them at all.
Seeing Ben Affleck play Bruce Wayne, he's very, very angry, very stoic. You can see the fury in his eyes. He meets Clark Kent, and Clark Kent talks to him, and they both know damn well who the other really is. Clark Kent knows Bruce Wayne is Batman. Batman knows Clark Kent is Superman. You can tell in that scene. And Batman has just got, he's got that rage on, and he's just so passive aggressive with him. And, he's smiling, but he's giving you, I fucking hate you look. And that threw me off at first until I went back to the comic. I kind of looked through the comics, and there's scenes where with Bruce Wayne. And I realized that Ben Affleck's performance actually does align more with the comics. I think than any other Bruce Wayne we've seen so far, even Christian Bale.
I can't really say either way since I haven't read the comics. However, in comparing Ben Affleck's portrayal of Bruce Wayne as opposed to Batman, I think he pulls off Bruce Wayne extremely well. I don't think he pulls off Batman very well. It sounds like he's trying too hard, like when he's, speaking and he's acting. I'm not fond of the suit that they created for him. And
which suit? Because they show two.
Was there two?
Yeah, there's two. There's the armored version, the powered armored version.
Is that the big bulky looking one?
Yeah, that's the blocky one with the glowing eyes.
I don't like that at all. And I also don't like the fact, and I know a lot of other people have said this too, that he has a gun.
Oh yeah, Colin Moriarty brought that up in
Batman shouldn't have a gun.
Yeah, he's holding some kind of gun. What the hell is he holding it for? Why is it there? I mean, the Batwing, he's firing off guns at the Batwing as Superman. There's guns all over the place. Yeah. But I didn't know this. Tim Geddes brought it up in The Dark Knight Returns, which this movie is largely based upon. Draws a lot of inspiration from. Apparently, he uses a gun in that comic. I've never read it. I don't know. I'm going basically
in
going
the
off
comic.
Of
I don't
knowledge.
Know. I was going to say I don't recall in the movie.
In the movies, no. Well,
no.
Actually, in Tim Burton's Batman, the Batmobile actually shoots a hole open in the Joker's factory. Like he finds the factory where the Joker's making the products that are poisoning people, and he sends the Batmobile in via remote, and it literally shoots open the wall. These two guns pop up in the fenders, and just gun open a square in the wall, and then the Batmobile just drives through it.
I don't remember that, but I mean, if I saw the scene, I'd probably be like, "Oh yeah, okay."
It was in the trailer, if I remember right.
But I mean, as far as an actual gun, yeah, no, that just doesn't.
Yeah, using an assault rifle. I mean, no. I mean,
that's
now,
not
here's
Batman.
The thing.
Batman has all his, his toys,
right?
But they're just not guns.
Right.
The Batarang and all other stuff.
So here's my point. We see this thing. It looks like a gun.
Yeah.
However, as a veteran of the Batman Arkham franchise, I own Arkham Asylum, I own Arkham City, Game of the Year Edition, I own Arkham Origins. I don't own Arkham Knight because I got caught up in that whole fiasco of the PC version not working for shit. But he carries a lot of devices. There's one in particular. It's the electric. It shoots an electric pulse. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But this thing looks and is about the size of a shotgun. And it looks like a gun, but it just fires off a non-lethal pulse of some kind. So it's entirely possible that this thing that looks like an assault rifle, maybe it's of that same vein. Maybe it's just for Superman. Maybe it's some kind of kryptonite thing. Maybe it fires some kind of energy and of course, I'm assuming he would have developed it to use against Superman, but then when they find out about Doomsday, of course, they team up and then they have to fight. and so he brings that weapon out to fight against Doomsday because, well, theoretically, at least from what we've seen, like they bring in General Zod's body, and then Lex Luthor has this big lab going off, and then boom, here comes Doomsday. So apparently, and I don't know if this is even comic canon, but I'm guessing, just through my own speculation, that Doomsday is actually the revived, genetically modified version of Zod.
Now, wasn't Zod the head bad guy
in Man of Steel? Yeah, they actually, in the last quarter of the movie or whatever, that's who Superman fights, and they end up annihilating half the city.
The only reason I recognize the name is because from the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeve,
Superman 2, actually, yeah.
Was it the second one?
Yeah.
He meets up with the bad guys, and then they end up
kneel before Zod.
Yeah. They end up somehow in this weird square mirror-looking thing that goes flinging away out in space.
Well, yeah, Zod and the two people that were with him, the lady and the other guy.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, Superman 2 starts off with their trial, and they're judged, they're sentenced, and after they are sentenced, that square thing shows up and it looks like a mirror, and they're stuck inside of it, and then it goes flinging off into space.
Which was totally doofy, but it was the 70s.
Right. Well, last week I went off for half an hour about TIE fighters flying in an atmosphere without wings, so I mean...
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, so Doomsday is most likely the resurrected, rebuilt form of Zod, I think. And so maybe that gun maybe it isn't an assault rifle in the traditional sense, but maybe it's just something that Batman developed to fight Superman, and then realized, oh shit, we've got an even more serious issue here. Well, as it just so happens, this thing will work against Doomsday as well, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it out and use it. I mean, who knows? It may be even designed in such a way that if you shoot it at a human being, they just go, ow, what the hell did you do that for?
Though the one thing I sort of feel a little bad about is the fact that everyone's been so focused on Ben Affleck. I don't know the name of the actor who's playing Superman.
Henry Cavill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same guy in Man of Steel. And of course, Gal Gadot is...
He looks different, though. That's why I thought it was a different actor. Maybe he looks a little beefier or something. I don't know.
It's possible. Maybe he worked out a little bit more for this one. I don't know. I think we see him more as Clark Kent, and they make an effort so that when he wears those glasses, he does look different. The glasses do alter the shape of his face in such a way that it's a little bit more conceivable that when he takes them off, you wouldn't be able to recognize him.
Yeah, he looks like he's wearing Coke bottle glasses.
Pretty much, yeah. But well, I mean, that's who Clark Kent was supposed to be. Mild-mannered Clark Kent, who works for the Daily Planet. Yeah. He's supposed to be just this meek, kind of quiet, soft-spoken sort of guy.
I actually like Christopher Reeve's version of Clark Kent. I mean, he was just...
a dork.
He was. But I mean, you couldn't help not feeling bad for the guy.
Yeah, he's
he's stumbling over himself. He's constantly pushing his glasses up his nose.
Right, because he can't see. He trips over his desk at one point, doesn't he?
Which is so which is so funny because the glasses fall off his face. I don't know how many times. Lois Lane sees them, and she's still, I don't know, she's just stupid or something. Does not realize. It takes her forever to realize that it's Superman.
Actually, she never figures it out until he actually tells her, and even then, he makes her forget.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Wait, I don't remember him making her forget.
Yeah, it was after they...
He must have made me forget.
Yeah, could be. His powers reached through the fourth wall.
They did.
Sucked the memory clean out of your head.
They did.
But yeah, I mean, Batman, I think so far is okay. I'm really bummed out by the Smoker's Cop voice. I thought she was with you. I mean,
I don't like the voice he did. That's why I was saying I think he did Bruce Wayne very well.
Well, I always expected him to do Bruce Wayne very well. I mean, I think it's kind of the general consensus. A lot of people were like, "Oh, as Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck's going to kill it. As Batman."
Yeah. Well, and again, when we first were told that he was going to be playing Batman, I mean, I think we all were like, ugh.
Yeah.
This
My concern about Ben Affleck playing Batman was the action scenes. I mean, Batman gets into fights. He just, he does a lot of melee combat.
But Ben Affleck's done action movies before, so that I never considered that an issue.
What action movie?
Armageddon.
No, well, he wasn't.
What other
getting in fist
action
fights in
movies
Armageddon.
did he do? Reindeer Games.
That I know I never saw. I know he was in Clear
and Present Danger.
No, not Clear Present Danger.
No.
Some of All Fears.
That's right. I mean, he's done a few action movies.
Yeah, I haven't seen him actually get into a fight, so that's why I was really worried about that. I haven't seen him fight. Well, except for Daredevil, and he was not convincing at all in that one. Yeah.
I thought Daredevil was okay. I just didn't. The only thing I didn't like about Daredevil was the name they gave. What's her face? Electra Nachos.
That's comic book canon.
I know, but that is just a stupid name. When I hear it, all I think is...
I don't know what to tell you.
All I think is electric nachos. I mean, who came up with this name?
I don't know. You have to look up Electra's creator.
And then, of course, they made another movie just for her, which I didn't see, and I heard it bombed. And
oh, yeah, it did terribly.
I mean... I thought she was okay in the movie. I just didn't like the name they gave her. That was my only complaint about the movie. I thought it was a stupid name.
Let's see here. Yeah, Electra Nachos.
But
it's canon. That's what she was named in the comics. Got her up here on Marvel.com.
But then again, you and I have very different tastes in movies. I mean, there's plenty of movies that you and I agree on, but that's the exception to the rule.
Right.
Mostly you and I disagree on movies quite a bit.
Well,
not in a bad way. We just have different tastes. That's all.
Well, in this particular case, I think we're probably in agreement here that Ben Affleck's is a lot better than we thought. We want to see more.
Yeah, when I
want to know something about Wonder Woman other than she carries a shield and a sword, and pops up at right in time to stop Batman and fucking Superman from getting fried by Doomsday with her shield.
And the line, "She with you?" No, I thought she was with you. I mean, it was just kind of like.
Well, I mean, apparently they don't know who she is. I think it's what they're trying to establish. At some point, she's in there and she's kind of mixing around, but they don't know. Wonder Woman, holy fuck. In fact, she may not even appear until the final battle with Doomsday. All the footage, what little footage we've seen, have been from that fight,
Yeah.
In the previous trailer, we see her, getting, again, holding the shield up and getting slammed against the wall, and she drops it down. She's like, I'm going to kill you! And then that's the end of it. And then this one, she drops down just in time to stop the energy blast, and she pops back up, and that's when you're like...
And in both trailers, she doesn't say anything. She's barely in it. I mean, I knew she was going to be in it. So when we saw the first trailer, I was really excited to be able to get to see Wonder Woman. And then I was left so disappointed. I was like, what the fuck? She was... It's like, why did they even bother?
Yeah, seriously. I don't know. There's some kind of secret they're trying to hide with Wonder Woman. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it could possibly be, other than the fact that maybe they completely altered her backstory and it's something that they want to keep under wraps until the movie comes out because they're worried about the fan response, especially considering the negativity this movie has gotten up to this point already.
That's true. And is she going to be in her own Superwoman movie? Or are they going to get somebody else completely? Or are they even going to do a Superwoman movie?
A Wonder Woman movie? No.
Or Wonder Woman. Why was I saying Superwoman?
Yeah, Superwoman is on TV.
And that's Supergirl.
Is it Supergirl? It should be Superwoman, but whatever.
I don't know.
Let's hop on over to Google here, and actually, yeah, according to IMDb, Wonder Woman slated for 2017, so she's gonna have her own.
And it's the same actress.
Yeah, Gal Gadot, Robin Wright, Chris Pine.
Wait, Chris Pine's gonna be in it?
Yeah, according to this, directed by Patty Jenkins.
Don't know who that is.
Jason Fuchs and William M. Marston are writing.
But Chris Pine's amazing. So.
Oh yeah.
But what's her name?
Gal Gadot.
Wait, say it again.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. Yeah, Gal's her first name. Gadot's her last name.
Gal Gadot.
Yes.
Okay. Is she Greek? Indian?
No clue. I don't know anything about.
Interesting.
Her. She's in the Fast and Furious. One of the Fast and Furious movies. That's all I know.
Oh, she is.
Yeah. Or the 6th one, I think.
Oh, well,
Maybe the 7th one. I don't know.
I've only seen the first 3.
I've only seen the first 2.
So I have, I don't know.
All right. Well, it's about time to wrap this bad boy up. So, closing thoughts: Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, the latest trailer.
Eh.
Yeah, just meh.
Just meh.
I mean, so it doesn't. Are you any more excited for the movie? Are you any less excited for the movie based on this trailer? Has it changed your opinion at all?
No.
No. Yeah, I think I pretty much agree with that.
I'm just like, okay, well, when it comes out to rent, then we'll rent it and watch it. But I wouldn't pay good money to see it in the theater.
Yeah, see, I mean, this one I actually might be. You could probably talk me into buying a movie ticket for this one. I'll be honest.
Are you kidding?
I got pretty excited about it when it first came out. This trailer hasn't diminished in any way.
And you hate going to the movies.
I do, yeah. It's got to be, basically it's got to be a comic book movie, or it's got to be Star Wars or Star Trek, or I ain't going.
This isn't one that I'd want to spend money on. I mean, I wanted to see all the Star Trek movies in the theaters. Got to see the first one. Didn't get to see the second one, which I was disappointed for quite a while, but that's okay.
I did buy you the DVD.
Yes, you did. And I'm looking forward to the third one. I'm also looking forward to all the continuing X-Men movies. Those I would pay to go see.
But not this one.
No.
No, all right.
Nope.
Yeah, this trailer did absolutely nothing, for my opinion, whatsoever. I don't think we learned anything new. I'll be straight up honest with you.
I don't think we learned anything new.
No, nothing new at all.
It seemed like all they did was add in a little bit of extra stuff with Lex Luthor, and that's about it, really.
The only thing they really added to it, I think, was Doomsday. Just revealing that Doomsday is the main bad guy.
Yeah.
We already knew about Lex Luthor. We already knew Gal Gadot was in it. We already knew that Superman and Batman were going to fight. All that stuff was in the first trailer. The only thing that we had in this trailer that we didn't get in the first one was Doomsday.
True, but I mean, they just had a little bit more of Lex Luthor in this trailer.
But we didn't really learn anything more about him.
True.
Or his plans, or what his machinations are. There's a little bit less of like the Senate hearings where Superman has to answer for his actions in the first movie.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to see a lot of that.
The thing with everyone getting upset at Superman reminds me of The Incredibles.
Really?
Yeah, where, the general public gets upset that the superheroes are helping too much and then causing problems, and then they all have to go underground and all that.
What I remember from The Incredibles was, they were getting sued. But anyway, that's a different topic for a different show.
Yeah. It's just slightly similar.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. I'm Bro Mopar.
I'm Dark Phoenix.
Someone help her. She married a nerd.
Help!